always had questions about the black culture and be using traditional healers to solve their problems. My question is this though. They are focusing too much on the messenger. You want to be safe because of how scared they are. They bored. I didn't know what I'm doing there. I was sleeping in church. I was texting in church. And that's how I started living with my baby daddy. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chloe. I'm black. This is my testimony of how I found Jesus. The black culture is so controversial. The black culture has so many things that it has. Like, we have traditional healers, false prophets, and just a whole bunch of things that you would never understand what is going on, because everything is like so confusing, especially for me myself. Everything was always so confusing. So I always had questions about the black culture and why we do things the way we do them, how we even do these things, and are we actually called to do these things? And the Lord has shown me ever since I came to him and I gave my life to him that this is not the way of living. This is not the way that I had chosen for my people to live. My people meaning the whole world, not just the black race. But I am just talking about the black race right now, so because that's the only experience that I can give you. I'm just black. The thing is, I see how black people are so comfortable. They've made it such a normal thing to be using traditional healers to solve their problems. They've quite literally let ancestors give them the way of their lives. They've let ancestors be their answer and not Jesus Christ. Black people will not tell you that Jesus Christ is Lord, okay? There's a number of them that'll do it, but the majority don't believe in those things because, that story about uh, the white man in the ship brought that book here, so why should I believe in it? My question is this though. If that white man brought that book here, I'm just asking. Jesus was born in Israel. How else were we supposed to find the book? Who in South Africa would have gone to Israel to go and find Jesus? Instead, Jesus sent someone to come and give us the truth. Jesus sent someone. Okay, it might have been someone that did a lot of bad onto us. The problem is people are focusing too much on the messenger that they don't even know, they don't even pay attention to the message. That is the problem. The messenger is the problem, but they don't even realize the message is much bigger than who brought it here. Jesus didn't intend for everything to go the way it did, but it did. It did. And as long as we live in it, we live in the hurt of what white people did to black people and all of this racist things, we're never going to get past it. And I just want to ask you, please move past it. Move past it. We'll keep letting the past control us, especially black people. Y'all keep letting the past control you. Apartheid is not gonna, it's not gonna help you. Bringing it back and doing it onto white people is not gonna help you. You're still gonna be hurt because it's not gonna bring back anything. But anyway, ever since I was like little, I've had questions about the black race, right? About my race. I've had questions about it. How they bring kids into this world, how they raise children, the teachings about the black race. It's just so skew for me, right? For example, when you're pregnant as a black woman, there's a whole bunch of rituals you need to do to keep your baby safe and to keep yourself safe from like witchcraft or witches and stuff like that, because anybody or everybody is looking at you, and now you have to walk around. They literally make you believe that you have to walk around suspicious of everybody because they might do something onto you spiritually. Walking around with suspicion, that's not what God wants us to do. Okay? God does not want us to be scared. We were not given the spirit of fear. So the fact that our fellow human beings are making us afraid, that is absurd. It's absurd. We shouldn't be doing that. Okay? So you're pregnant as a black woman, and you have to go through all of these things. putting binds on yourself, putting things on yourself, taking massive baths with a lot of things because you want to be safe, because of how scared they are that they might die with their children. And that's okay. But can we move past it? Can we stop using the voodoo and actually focus on Jesus Christ? Okay, now the child is born. Nobody's allowed to see the child for 10 days, not even the father, most of the time. And they do all these things onto the child, performing rituals on the child. Why do you already introduce demons to your own children? Because you are not helping them. You're not helping us. You're not helping our children. You are leading us to a path of death. You see, God said his people are going to die because of a lack of knowledge, and that is quite literally what is happening. We are perishing because of a lack of knowledge. And black people has refused the truth. They have refused to see the truth, to love the truth. And the truth is in the Bible. It is the Bible. He is the I am. You know? He's the only person, the only being that we're supposed to be believing in, not ancestors. But we've made ancestors our world as black people. It's not good. They perform rituals on their kids, putting binds on them and all this stuff. And then fast forward to when the child learns how to walk, how to talk, they don't teach their children about Jesus. I can only speak from my experience. Some black parents actually really believe in Jesus. So excuse me, I'm not talking about all black people, okay? I'm talking about the part of black people that refuse to believe in Jesus Christ, that refuse to say Jesus Christ is Lord. Those are the kind of black people that I'm talking about, the kind of black people I experience. I was never taught Jesus Christ is Lord. I knew that Jesus Christ existed. They told me. We went to church, Catholic church, right? We went to church. I was there every Sunday, bored. I didn't know what I'm doing there. I was sleeping in church. I was texting in church. I was doing anything in church because I was like, what's the point of being here? What is the actual point of being here? What am I doing here? What am I doing at a place that I don't want to be at? I don't want to be at church. I don't want to praise somebody I don't know. No, I'm sorry, I don't want to pray. Because why am I praying? Why am I supposed to pray? To what? I felt like, there's more to life than just drinking, smoking, living wildly. There has to be something in life to help us get through this. Because life is painful. It's hard. It's hard. And doing it without Jesus is even harder. And yes, I know, coming to Christ does not mean you're not going to suffer. It just means you're going to learn to suffer successfully. That's all it means. You are going to be long suffering, but successfully suffering. And I was misled for so long. All my life, I was misled. I went to different churches. I went to different traditional healers. I used different type of muti or voodoo because I thought that was how you do life. Because the way they told me was like, God helps those who help themselves. So even if you pray, you better go back to your ancestors and ask them for help too. Even if you pray, you better go to your traditional healer and ask them what they see in your future. Traditional healers do not know that they don't know the future. They don't know the future. They're lying to you. They're lying to us. They don't know the future. Only God knows. Only He knows the future. So what traditional healers will do, they'll first get you with your past and tell you everything they know about your past. Because they're going to know your past. But they're not going to know your future because when it comes to knowing the future, they lie. because they take whatever they have from your past to make up what might happen in your future, what they think might happen, which is not right. It's not right. And I feel like black people don't want to move away from that because they always want to know what is going to happen in the future. They always want to live their life logic based and not faithfully. And I grew up all my life seeing a bunch of snakes, right? I dreamt about a lot of snakes. I seen them physically every 2 years. And I was the only one that was seeing them. Sometimes other people would see them too, but mostly it would just be me. Seeing snakes from a very young age. I was not even in primary school then. I had sleep paralysis ever since I was in grade 6. I learned how to astral project, which is when you get out of your body and you walk around without your body, um, and you try and deal with demons on your own. I couldn't even see the demons, but I could astral project. And when I had came to Christ, I realized everything that I was doing was so wrong because of a lack of knowledge. My family, I think they tried their best. They're just trying to live how they were taught, but they are also refusing to believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, to let go of these things because they really actually believe that these things are powerful. So when I was 17 years old, I met a man. This man, he was gorgeous in my eyes. He was so handsome, and I don't know, I just fell for him for some reason. See, when I was still in primary school, and I feel like every kid should be like this, I didn't like boys. I didn't want to date. Okay, dating for me then it was like disgusting. Why would you date? Because boys, they're gonna hurt you. That's what I thought. Which I was right. Because I dated when I got to high school and I got hurt, obviously. But then when I was 17 years old and I met this man, I'm in matric. I met this man and I felt loved, I felt a different kind of love from him. I never felt that kind of love before. I know our parents give us love, our family and all that, but this kind of love from him, I have never felt. He made me cry tears of happiness first. I never had tears of happiness until he came into my life. So we started dating, and then I fell pregnant very quickly for him. So when I fell pregnant for him, I was like, oh my gosh, scared, obviously. And my mom found out, obviously. She has to find out I was living with her. So when she found out, she said, oh, I want to talk to him. Okay, fine. They spoke, everything was handled. But then I realized, oh my goodness, things are about to get tough. Now the suggestions kept coming. Oh, you know how the community is. You know how black people is. They are witches. You're going to have to protect yourself. We're going to have to go see a traditional healer. Listen, I refused. I refused to do that. But you know what? I did it anyway because she felt like I was bragging with my pregnancy. And that's why I don't want to do it. So I went. I went to do all those things unto myself, even though I didn't want to. All the rituals that I'd done in my life, I wanted to stop doing it because I don't want to talk to ancestors at 1 in the morning with candles. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have someone shake a bunch of bones and throw them and tell me my future just like that. It doesn't work like that. So I did that, and towards like the end of my pregnancy. This was my last month. I was 9 months pregnant, and I never felt contractions before. I don't know what they feel like. I had a C-section because my baby was sitting on my right kidney and he was pressing on it, so it was gonna explode because he was applying pressure on it and it was swelling up. So it was gonna explode, and me and him were both gonna die at some point. But we didn't, okay? We solved it. I had a C section and he was born the 19th of January 2023. He was born. But happiest day of my life and saddest day of my life, because just that day, you know, everything that had happened after my child was born, after I left theater room, my life was ruined because of other people, not because of my child, not because of my baby daddy. My baby daddy is very, very supportive. He's very here. He's still here. And we're engaged right now. We want to get married, you know. I'm not like 25 years old, but we're still going to get married. We're still going to get married. But anyway, so I lived with my mom during the first month of my postpartum period. And my mother, she knows that I don't believe in this black, traditional things and cultures. So she tried not to let me do anything onto my son. She didn't want to do any of those things onto him. And I'm grateful that she didn't, because we were going to fight, because I said I don't want to do those things to my son. So she understood and she didn't do that. And I was grateful. And at some point, she did something. She and my dad did something to me. And I decided to leave the house because I was done with them doing all those things that they were doing. I'm not going to get into it, but a lot happened. I was wrong and they were wrong too. And I accept my wrong, but they just wanted to be right. So I left. And that's how I started living with my baby daddy. And ever since I started living with him, this man, he brought Jesus to me. He started talking about Jesus in a way that I didn't even know that, oh my gosh, is this what I've been looking for? I started believing, I started praying for real. I started having real encounters with Jesus Christ because I simply started believing in him. I never put binds on my son. I never used muti on my son. And he's alive. And he's sleeping right now, okay? Maybe if you can see the bed is messy, it's because he's sleeping. I never did those things onto him. And he remained alive. He's healthy. All because I had faith in Jesus. My space is finished, but tell me if you want to hear more. Like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I will tell you more if you want to know more. Maybe I'll do a part 2. Who knows? Thank you for watching my first YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.